Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast. It's me, Basement Jer, here with Rich Derez, who is the tribal champion, but I am the People's Booker, Basement Jer, who was with you yesterday for Vengeance Day Picks and Predictions episode. If you did miss it, that's quite all right. It is the the most late addition to a predictions episode ever made. It was at least 5 minutes before the show started, and only those real enough were able to watch the little under 10 minutes in time to get the predictions. We got one wrong, and that was surprising because I don't know what Eddie Thorpe is. I don't know who Eddie Thorpe is. I know he's from the Raw Underground. He's had some good, underground matches. And somehow he's barely, almost to people being shocked that he's defeated Trick Williams in the strap match. Rich Derez, welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast.
Thank you,
this
bro.
is the Vengeance Day after Vengeance Day. Unfortunately, no Grand Slam information here. Under protest, I protest Mercedes Moné keeping the TBS championship. No one surprised defended his championship against A-Town Clown Under to retain, to be captain. And they're calling these guys the new Shield. I don't know if it's official or it's just the IWC, but you do a triple power bomb. You're all in black. You know, could you be hired guns from CM Punk? We don't know. What'd you make of that? And tell me why it's stupid to call them Shield 2. Because I don't know. I just don't like that. You can't top the original. Even the original couldn't be topped by replacing Moxley with Kurt Angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the range of motion of the neck, John Moxley and Kurt Angle are just opposite ends of the spectrum. Well, I mean, I guess real opposite ends of the spectrum would be Kurt Angle and D'Lo Brown, but that's neither here nor there. You can't just put three people together and think they're the Shield. A lot of factions, particularly in WWE lately, are three-person groups. And I understand the thinking behind that. I like thinking behind that because it almost virtually guarantees you it's always have the numbers game in either a singles or a tag match. But also, if one person gets injured, which is never predicted, of course, never planned, you can carry on with the other two. And if two get injured, you can carry on with the one. You know, there's always it just gives you more options. It's a safer bet for creative to be able to continue a storyline. That being said, the three of them power bombing Obafemi after the match, that doesn't make them the Shield. Just because the Shield did it first, if anything, it's an homage and it's respect to the Shield. But you're not the Shield. Stop calling them that. Just no.
And sometimes you just do a thing once. They tried another Four Horsemen, and that was fine, I guess. But it's not.
They tried another Road Warriors.
They're not doing Evolution 2.0. They just made different things. You don't need to do this. But who knows? It might change. Maybe in the future I'll be like, wow, these guys are the truth. And I don't know what to say else about that, really.
The truth shall set you free.
I suppose so. Vengeance Day, I gave a 3 out of 5 NXTs. 3 being, yeah, all right. this was a good episode of NXT on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know? And you weren't disappointed if you wanted Julia to retain her championship in this fatal four-way. And it doesn't matter because, they stood tall, Julia, Stephanie. And, of course, we had the Juggernaut from TNA. She's now Jordan Grace in NXT now. So that's where she's at. And she's like, look, I'm here. We don't know what she's here for. There were 2 women in that ring with titles. It could be both. It could be none. She could just be saying, hello, I'm here. It's the end of Vengeance Day. And I've come. What do you make of that?
I mean, she's coming. She's gonna make a statement. Jordan Grace is an absolute powerhouse. She's a lot of talent coming in to the women's division of NXT, and I think Jordan Grace brings a good amount of experience, different experience than Julia and Stephanie Vaquer bring, and Roxanne Perez, who is a non-main roster veteran at this point. Obviously, she's moving up to the main roster very soon, imminently. But the amount of time she spent in reality wrestling, and Jordan Grace coming in, all the additional experience that you can bring into the performance, and everyone's going to learn from each other. So I'm looking forward to this. I was kind of hoping Jordan Grace would just come up to the main roster, but yeah, let her be down there, learn more from them, and teach the rest of the women's division there, and I look forward to what she's going to do down in NXT.
Where does everyone go from here?
No, Bayley back to the main roster, clearly. Roxanne.
Well, Bayley is in the Elimination Chamber match. She hopes to get a WWE World Championship title match, as we've discovered, to no one's surprise, except for Rich the Riz and his girlfriend, because Rhea Ripley has not been chosen by Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton has been chosen by Charlotte Flair, as Basement Jer has adamantly clung on to since she's won, and has been fought against from the very minute that Charlotte won the Royal Rumble. He couldn't believe it, but some of you are not surprised. Some of you are like, yeah, of course he was right. What do you make of that?
No basement booker is 100%. Like we each had the same.
No, I'm still here. I want you by yourself to humble yourself.
Yes, okay. I was wrong when I said that Charlotte would pick Rhea Ripley. I'm glad I was wrong. I would rather be surprised than just be able to pick it. I've been watching wrestling a very long time. Not necessarily like sometimes, like some say you see patterns or you could see where the storyline is going. I like a swerve. I like to be surprised, as long as it makes sense. This, Charlotte being the Rumble winner, yes, she can pick whoever she wants. She'll probably tell us why she picked Tiffany, and even if she doesn't have to, because it's not a scenario where there needs to be built-in story. The story is Charlotte won the Women's Royal Rumble. She wants to face Tiffany Stratton for her championship at WrestleMania. Great. We're going to start that build, and we're going to see if Bayley or whomever else is in the Women's Elimination Chamber match will go on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. I like surprises. I like incorrectly predicting things, because it shows that they're thinking differently from how we're thinking. They're thinking more outside the box. I like
What's
that.
this we shit? They know we, brother. I knew it.
Well, you said me and my girlfriend, so we.
Let me tell you something about Wii. The Nintendo Wii was released a long time ago, and it's no longer the current console. It should have been called the
Revolution.
Console.
It was supposed to be called the Revolution, and they changed it just before release, call it the Wii.
Yes, well, the Revolution was televised on Tuesday night on NXT. We don't know if his name is Ricky Starks. We do know that it's implied Well, we're gonna learn about that this Tuesday. We being the operative
Cody's young
word.
friend.
That's not his name. His name is not Cody's young friend. Okay, he's gonna earn it, and he's Rich. Why don't you tell us about how much you love Ricky Starks and how he doesn't call you back anymore? Why don't you tell us all about
That's
that?
true. He doesn't call me back anymore. I don't know what happened. There's a falling out that I don't know what it was. I've called, I've texted, Facebook message, all that, Instagram, the DM, the snip snap, and flim flam, and all of that. Um, he doesn't want to hear it, but whatever it is. Regardless, very talented young man. Good in ring work, stronger mic work than ring work. I want to see what he can do in NXT. I want to see how this essentially defines the size of the pools that we're looking at, right? Big fish, small pond, small fish, big pond. What was the case in AEW? Will he be able to hang in NXT? Arguably, not a lot of great talkers in NXT at the moment. Trick, it's on the men's side. I thought Carmelo was a strong talker. Comes up to Raw. As you could tell, they're letting the reins loose a
Smackdown.
little more. Smackdown, that's the one. It was Raw. No, it was SmackDown. It was SmackDown the whole damn time.
Carmelo
Anyway,
Hayes is on SmackDown.
you're right. Um, came out to the main roster and they were scripting him, and they seemed to be letting the reins loose. He's getting better. He's not as good as he was in NXT. So it could also be how you're scripted, maybe how much time you have to prep for the promo. We know on the main roster, like even under Triple H now, plans can change kind of quickly. So if you don't have that prep time, then you're not going to come up with something as good as if you did.
I think it's about
Ricky's.
hunger. It's about hunger. I
Mm,
think I think Ricky Starks is hungry. He's hungry, and if you and speaking from not experience, I assume what is sold to me in many wrestler biographies and The Rock. The Rock says maybe I don't know hunger. Like you have to always be hungry,
mhm.
and if you're always hungry, even after you eat and you still feel hungry, then you're gonna keep going. I think after what happened to him, he's got a lot to prove to the people that didn't give him the chance that he thought he deserved. And now he's on NXT, and now he's gonna maybe, and that, yeah, I think that's, and he's gonna have to, he's hungry. So I think that's gonna show. And as long as he keeps his professionalism, and we don't have any cringe promos like him and Cope that one time, which seemed to have gotten to him a lot of trouble. I think after that, you really never really saw him. I think that's where it came. It's like I think Politic Jones happened over there with Edge. He felt disrespected. He doesn't like the bug-eyed comment. That hurts him because he has big bulging eyes. And that's okay. You don't need to be insecure about that. We all have insecurities, Edge. And some of us take that out on briefcases because that's hurtful to people. He attacked a briefcase. I don't know if you know that. He attacked a briefcase on Dynamite. He attacked Moxley's briefcase, which had the belt in it. Because it's not like you can just buy another briefcase. But hey,
As far
the
as I know,
weakness.
it's just the one
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
briefcase.
there's only in
I
the
don't know.
world.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as Starks is hungry, and I don't know Carmelo Hayes, we're not cool like you and Ricky Starks used to be. How you and Roman Reigns currently are, but we are all. He's got a, and I think Carmelo Hayes. I don't feel he's as hungry. It's not showing as much on the SmackDown where you squash our truth in a match or whatever. I
I
think it's
wasn't a
just the
squash,
matchups.
thankfully. Hmm.
It was pretty quick though. It was K quick. It was a quick match.
It was
You
K
know.
quick. Yeah. Um, I think. I mean, I was almost expecting a little more of a squash, but I remember I was glad that it wasn't because I mean we know our truth can go.
Just because he used to be in the Judgment Day, he's not in the Judgment Day anymore.
He's a key member. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was their hype man. He was their merch guy. He was making sure they were getting paid for their merch sales.
Yeah, for a little while he was doing that.
Yeah, and look now. Now the shirts just say street trash on them.
There isn't enough Judgment Day to go around. I mean, even if Finn Balor is back facing Seth Rollins for his Elimination Chamber spot, which he's definitely not going to get, because I got to say, Finn in the Elimination Chamber is kind of a waste of time. But, that's fine. I just think the way it's rounding out, if you have Seth Rollins in there instead of Finn Balor, I don't have to deal with Finn Balor, Damian Priest 15. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because right now we're on Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre 12. So we got to just, separate things here. So it goes that Braun Strowman did not qualify. And, it could be some bloodline drama, because it looks to be like Jacob Fatu has had it with Solo shit. He looked like he was going to kill him at ringside, and also when he was looking for him earlier. He didn't even respond to him when Solo was like how he's sorry and he let the family down and he's got a plan and all this. But you go ahead and you tell us about that.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on between Solo and Jacob Fatu. You could feel it, that locker room segment. Solo grabbed his arm as he was walking away, saying, "I love you. I got a plan. You're going to become world champ. You're going to bring the title back." He just walks off. He's like, he basically looks at his arm like, "Take your hand off my arm," And then when Solo accidentally hit the spike on Tama Tonga, we saw physicality. So pressures are mounting. There's still so much story to be told. I can't wait to see it.
Solo came in all white. So I wonder if Solo's gonna... Because Jacob's a heel. Even though they were chanting Fatu when he was in there with Cody. So, like I said in my prediction that he's going to main event WrestleMania, a couple of times. I think I'm right. And
I think so too.
And I don't mean Saturday either. I mean a Sunday. A Sunday.
The main event.
I didn't even say those words. It's implied. I just said Sunday. That's it. Anybody wants to fill in whatever they want to fill in, they can fill in what they fill in. Fill in where you fit in. I don't care. I don't mind. It's not my problem. But what is a problem is no segue there. I was going to have like a really cool, into a problem, but there really wasn't anything I could do there. So really, we've got evidence. Now, I don't believe evidence until I know, but let me tell you something, Naomi. Let me tell you something, Bianca Belair. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Okay?
Right.
Now, just because you happen to be in the ring, Bianca Belair, and just because Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were filmed near the area, they could have been walking to their car or something. I'm sorry, are you not allowed to do that in a parking garage just because someone's laying on top of a car? And from the footage, from what I saw, my expert opinion, I've got the documents. They don't look like they were just in a fight or anything. And when they took care of Rhea Ripley in the parking lot, they had bats and shit. They didn't look like they assaulted anybody. They was probably going to their car to get their book of CDs out, for what, I don't know. I'm just making things up. It could be anything. And this doesn't absolve you. As a matter of fact, for you to be so quick to be like, oh, there it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on board with you here. It was purely circumstantial. Jade was already in the ambulance, and they're walking by. That means nothing. That means they were there. Now, Bianca does have the point. They are raw talent. What were they doing there? It clearly wasn't known publicly that they were there at the time. So it doesn't look good for them, but certainly not evidence that they were the ones that attacked Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I don't believe any of this. It's bullshit nonsense.
Red herring.
Yeah. Speaking of bullshit nonsense, but not really, we found ourselves in the first interaction since the return of Alexa Bliss between her and Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, that perhaps they would run it back. And maybe Nia Jax doesn't have a memory of betraying a friend for a championship. Who knows? That was interesting.
It was interesting. I love that creative now is taking stuff that happened and reminding us, letting us know they didn't forget it happened. Historically, in the pre-Triple H era, things would happen, time would pass, people would forget that happened. The MO lately seems to be, we're not forgetting that stuff happened. We're going to circle back, because you know what? That's what happens in real life. People, if you wronged me 4 years ago in a major way, but now it's like, you need a hand? I might not be so willing. I might not be so forgiving. Because I remember.
I never let go of anything.
You certainly don't.
I don't. And so I don't never let go of anything. So I understand what's going on here. But needless to say, also on Monday Night Raw, I was trying to go somewhere and then I lost it. I had a really cool idea. It was a really neat idea. I want everybody to know about that.
On the topic of Alexa Bliss, they are absolutely teasing something going on with the Wyatt Six. I think Nikki Cross is going to maybe approach her to be a member. Because
Wrestling Observer Newsletter listed the Wyatt Six as one of the worst gimmicks of the year of 2024.
Well, that is...
What do you think of that?
That's the opinion of one man and the people that follow him. That is not the universal opinion. I will agree that there is a lot of now what associated with the Wyatt Six. Like right now, Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas is off the road. We don't know why. Certainly, you got to think that puts a lot of plans. If there were plans in the first place, it might put a lot of plans on hold. It probably will put anything on hold for Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and Eric Rowan. Or they could just move forward without Uncle Howdy for now. They could film vignettes where Uncle Howdy's like just a shadow behind them and the other three are talking. There are things they can do with the Wyatts that don't involve Uncle Howdy to not exclude him. But I can understand if they don't want to, in case for whatever reason he's not going to continue with the gimmick, with the storyline, with the company.
I don't think there's any... And without Uncle Howdy, it falls apart. That's just my opinion. Because that's the connection to, like, Bray Wyatt. If you think about, like, comic books, it's like when somebody takes over, they have to be somehow connected to the original, hero or villain or whatever. Otherwise, they're just, like, that group is just an offshoot of an offshoot. Even though, like, they're the puppets made people, but really, like, you need the thread. You need the Wyatt thread. You need the rotunda,
main ingredient.
The rotunda string. Yeah. You need that in there.
So there's definitely credence to that, but I think that you can still get that with Rowan. You can make Rowan like the de facto leader, as an original disciple of Bray Wyatt from before he was the Fiend and everything. He could definitely pick that up, and you also have a connection with Alexa Bliss if she ends up joining.
Rowan, your favorite, Rowan. You
Old
want
school
Rowan? You
Listen,
okay?
listen, old
Is you
school
gonna
Rowan
tell us
was known.
about the Vineyard, and then
He should tell us about the Vineyard. Listen,
where's
were
all
we ever
this money
told-
coming from?
Were we ever told what happens at the Vineyard besides the winemaking?
I don't know. Probably drinking of it.
Vines get tall. It gets dark and under the
A lot of grape.
canopies.
A lot of grape
grapes.
there. A lot of grapes where you could learn graps. They grapped in grapes. They grap in grapes. That's how they get it all, ready to drink.
Yeah, grapping grapes.
Graps and grapes. That's what wrestling's all about.
Yeah, all
So,
I'm saying is
yeah.
there are things they could do without Uncle Howdy that can continue on. You don't necessarily absolutely need a rotunda in the group. It would be great for Bo. It would be great for the story. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe they want to hold off in case he comes back. I understand that. I get that. They don't want to paint themselves into a hole where they can't bring him back. So, but clearly they have something in mind for Alexa Bliss, and that
They
seems
do
to be
because
progressing.
there was a graphic when she was talking to them.
And did you notice her facial expression changed immediately after the graphic aired?
No, I didn't. Did somebody behind the camera go, so she knows that that's what happened? Do you think?
They could have had a
Because they have
monitor.
to.
They could have had a monitor off to the side behind Nia that she could have seen.
I
So
just
she
think
knows
about
when the cue is.
just think about directors. I don't know how they direct things over there. It's like, okay, and now you see spooky image, and now you're reacting to that spooky image. Give us you change your face, and then she does that. And,
Or it could be.
I
I
don't-
think I think SmackDown was pre-taped this week, but
What?
either way, they could have inserted the graphic in post. If it was even if that segment was pre-taped, they could have inserted the graphic in post
I want it
and
to
just be like,
be.
all right, put it in here right before our face changes.
Oh, I think it's more fun. It's just like some new foreign director. If we have a new director, he's from overseas. Now, Alexa, darling, I want you to feel the emotion here. You have seen the spirit of the Wyatt, and now your face very serious, very crazy, but you're okay. You're not too crazy. Yes, that is what I want. Good, very good, Naya. Very good. Extra menacing. Very good. Yeah. So I don't know how they do.
Excellent.
They need a director. They need direction for backstage stuff. I'll do it. I know how to do it. I know how to get what I need out of people. I'll get to Carmelo. Cut. Carmelo, no. This is not enough street. Not enough street champion. Not enough. Where I don't believe that you do not miss. This, you speak as a man who sometimes misses, but most time does not miss. I want you to never miss. And then he'll be like, yeah, I got you. And then you want to really get what out of your performers. We need that, especially when I learned what LFG stands for. It stands for looking for greatness. That's what it stands for. And that's going to be tonight on A&E.
I thought it was Legends and Future Greats. Maybe they're alternating what they're saying it stands for.
Oh, yeah, maybe it is Legends of Future Greats. I thought it was
Yeah.
looking for greatness.
But
maybe
looking
it's
for greatness-
looking for greatness and Legends of Future Greats.
Yeah, because looking for greatness works also. I thought you were going to say looking for group, like it's a WoW thing.
Looking for a group of wrestlers, mainly to be viral. And after it's over, whoever wins. Now, this is going to be different because I was just going to be like, okay, they're going to wrestle like 1 or 2 matches. They're going to disappear. I'm never going to hear from them again. But it looks like it's different. They might be like, okay, you pass LFG, and then you go to Evolve.
NXT.
No,
Yeah.
don't they have their new little thing? So it's like
So
Evolve thing.
yeah,
and
they
then
have Evolve,
NXT.
but I think I thought I heard that whoever wins LFG gets an
Oh,
NXT contract. So
okay.
they
Well, that's a
certainly
bad
could
idea.
get some reps in at Evolve.
Certainly. I just think maybe you get them all the training wheels. You
Hmm.
go from there, you go to get your reps at Evolve, and then you can do the NXT thing.
Hmm.
And they're gonna take care of you. And you can already tell who's not really gonna get anywhere. Kinda. There's one guy who's got like this feud with Bully Ray because he wouldn't shake his hand or whatever. And
Ooh, ooh,
I,
you're
s-
fired.
I saw a promo from him and it was lame. Like at one
Mm.
point, he's like, "Y'all got Snapchat," and I'm like, "Snapchat? Like I don't." All right, it's like, dude, okay, you like Austin Theory? Are you doing his thing? Like, what are we doing here?
Hmm.
But apparently they like this shit, so I'm not. I guess I'm not as cool. I just know that I don't. I don't know. I
Oh,
just don't think.
we know Bully's gonna fail him every step of the way,
Well,
and
we'll
I
see
don't blame
about
him.
that. Maybe he'll earn his respect. Maybe. Maybe not. But that remains to be seen.
It's kind of close between Bully and Taker. Which of them is more old school?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I don't think. See, I think in this day and age, with the softness, I believe of this, they're not gonna be as hard as NXT was. The old, not NXT. What did they call Tough Enough? It's not gonna be like Tough Enough. It's just like, oh, we don't want to see that these guys are bullies. When in fact, you really need to you know, I don't know. I just think for entertainment purposes, I like people getting chewed out.
Mm.
It's like the clip I saw of Gunter is like, he's dressed. It's like we're not looking for Barbie, whatever to this poor girl.
Hmm.
And Tiffany Stratton on social media was like, "Hey man, what's wrong with Barbie, bro? Like, what's up?"
She should have been. Of course, you're not looking for Barbie. You got her. I'm better than Barbie.
Yeah, so I guess we can go to the, we talk about, you're like, oh, there's no, why, well, like you act like Charlotte Flair challenging Tiffany Stratton, there's no story there. You kind of said that like sometimes there isn't one, but there is one. And the story is that Tiffany Stratton called Charlotte old, and Charlotte Flair's not going to stand for that shit.
Mm.
Okay? She's not going to stand for that shit, and she's definitely going after her. And it
Hmm.
looks to me like, from what I could tell, because it looks like we're going to have Tiffany Stratton, we're going to have Tiffany and Stratus faction time. We're going to have Tiffany Stratus
Hmm.
and Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus tag teaming, maybe at Elimination Chamber.
Stratton
Against,
faction.
yes, against Candice LeRae, Nia Jax. That's going to be fun. It's not official, but it's going to be official.
Nia, please don't break Trisha's face.
And what's going to be official is Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. That's like I also said at the
Part
Elimination
again.
Chamber.
Part
That's right.
again.
Well, it's going to keep on going. The beatings will not stop until morale improves.
It's the Fight Forever tour.
What do we have here? Cage match? You think we'll get... No, we can't do that because we got chambers. So, Falls Count Anywhere
They could do falls
could be...
falls count anywhere or last man standing. I think falls count anywhere is more likely.
All right. Me, I just think it should be a strap match, but we just had one. So,
Yeah.
it looks like you might be correct. Or who knows? We just might get a regular old match. But with those two, who knows?
They might do because right now Sammy's not cleared and they don't know if he's gonna be cleared. And remember, Kevin Owens said it doesn't matter if you're cleared. If you come to Toronto, I'll find you. So they could do an unsanctioned match,
Or he could just sign a waiver,
right?
Sami
Which
Zayn.
they also just did. They did that in
Well, Javon Evans had to sign a waiver to
Yeah,
have
that
his
was
match against Ethan Page.
right because of his jaw.
Yeah. And that worked out well for him. But not so much Ethan Page, I guess. So
Yeah. I mean, Ethan got the dub.
yeah, and Fraxium still holding it down. To me, the best tag team in WWE right now. Um, some say Naomi and Bianca. I don't agree. Especially right now. So we'll see. There's still one more spot in the Elimination Chamber for both the men and the women.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how that will be decided. If there will be, like I said, a last chance match for the losers. But since Io Sky has her match against Rhea Ripley after Elimination Chamber,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe there isn't a last chance, and there's just going to be another spot, like another match going off of that.
Yeah, like I'm not often a fan of a last chance spot for the losers because you all they all already lost a match to qualify. Now they get another chance to qualify. It's a little
I
uncreative.
believe in second chances. Um, Maybe
Okay,
not
so
third and fourth chances,
how
but
about okay if they do a last chance match, right? Whoever wins last chance match, they get a spot in the chamber, but they are one of the ones that start the match.
okay.
So they come in at a disadvantage.
Well, everyone's got a disadvantage in many ways. They're going in there. They have to fight in this structure.
It's unforgiving steel.
It's never forgiven anyone, from what I understand. The men have a veteran in there. Drew McIntyre has won 2 elimination chamber matches,
I think that's the
including
most anyone's won.
the most recent. Well, there you go. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot of interesting matchups in there. Looking forward to the Elimination Chamber, whenever that is,
March
and March 1st.
1st.
And I already knew that, and you all know that. And really, that's it. I think that's all you need to know. As far as Cody Rhodes goes, it's John Cena. And a lot of people, they're like, well, maybe John Cena, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes. I don't want that. Can we just can John Cena's final WrestleMania match be a one-on-one match? Like, for the world championship? Like, hasn't he earned that? He's willing to go into this elimination chamber and toss these jabronis around.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't he earned that?
John
I'm
Cena
sure there's a plan.
he doesn't have a good history at Elimination Chamber events.
Well, it doesn't matter because this is the one that matters. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be, that's gonna be on the table. People saying that, that he doesn't have any good experiences here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna change, I think, and it's gonna be at this one, or else there'll be hell to pay.
Hell
just like
it'll sell.
just like for the Street Profits. Don't think
Mm-hmm.
I've forgotten about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What goes around comes around.
One thing about the promo this week. I feel like Montez's part was the same as last week. That they taped a few like different promos for each of them, and they meshed a new Dawkins with last week's Ford. Passion, like I don't know if that's the word for that, but okay. It didn't seem like it went with what Dawkins said.
No,
Or
you
is it
didn't
just
see
me?
this. You didn't see the script. Like Dawkins' script is like regular font,
Mm-hmm.
and every word on Tez's is all caps and there's an exclamation point at the end of it.
Okay.
He's like, okay, look, this is how you're reading this, and they
Mm-hmm.
decide that Tez is the loud exclamation guy.
I'd kind of like if Dawkins were like the more quiet, calm promo guy, and Tez is the big, loud, over the top guy. But what worries me is that Or like this could be good, but I know if Vince were watching, if Vince had any fucking influence, I hope he
Boo!
doesn't.
Sorry.
Right, but Vince would watch that promo and be like, "Damn it, pal, that Montez is really a great manager." It's like he's one half of the tag team. Oh, he should be managing. Damn it. Tez is great.
Yeah.
Tez is really, really strong hype man. Like, and there's no discounting his athleticism. If he ultimately at some point gets hurt, which I don't want to happen, he absolutely should become a manager, a hype man. He should he can do it. He's amazing at it. So
He should get a Don King wig and just do Don King, you think? He's just
I don't know. I was
Mr. Rumble in the jungle!
I'm picturing him in a Don King wig, but like with the stature and the way he holds himself, like that guy in AEW. They're the team that Elias is in now. The one with the suspenders. And he does the righteous. He does the tongue thing. I don't remember his name. There's Vincent and the other guy. It's the other guy that I'm thinking.
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Oh.
Vincent
Great.
And yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're not going to see this. They're not going to get mad at us. But if they do,
they watch.
I had nothing to do with this. It wasn't me. It wasn't my fault. It was him. It wasn't me. I didn't do shit. I respect the righteous. We all like the Lord, probably. They look like they do. Unless you had anything else you wanted to bring up for this week's episode of the Basement Bookers Podcast, post Vengeance Day, post AEW Grand Slam, post Smackdown, post Monday Night Raw, post NXT.
Justice
Sunday.
for Harley Cameron.
Justice for Harley Cameron. I'm disgusted over the fact that Mercedes Moné continues to run roughshod all over that division, even though she's not even the champion. She's the TBS champion. The champion is Timeless Tony Storm right now. The time has come. So hopefully she stays the hell away from her.
Yep. Yeah, that's all I got. Unless there's something you want to add.
No, because to do that would take this train off the rails. If there were ever rails to be on.
We are making the rails as we go. We are forging a path of rails.
That's right. Well, if there's nothing else, then, fucking do your job.
All right. So thanks, everyone, for checking us out. Do us a quick little favor. I know more than 50% of you that are watching are not have not followed us. Just do us a favor, hit the follow button, subscribe button, whichever it is down below. Thank you. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like if you liked it. Write in comments what you think of all the storylines that are going on right now. Do you think Charlotte should have chosen Tiffany Stratton, or should she have chosen Mommy? Let us know down below. All of that. Our socials are in the Patreon link, so check that out. Free stuff there, plus some extra content that's exclusive. All you gotta do is chuck in a buck. And as always, Jer's got a party message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the bookers.